Alrighty.
Sean, it seems like this is the first training camp since you've been here where you guys haven't had some significant contract situations kind of hanging over it. Have you noticed that at all?
You know what? Until you just mentioned that, I really haven't noticed it, Lindsay. Each year is kind of a new year. It's it's been good. I've really been pleased with the start. I just love the energy. I love what the players have done these first couple days. I love the coaches, and so feel really good about what we've gotten done. But it is 2 days in. But I didn't notice that until you pointed it out, and maybe that's why I'm less stressed.
Sean, is Darrell Henderson taking a full workload through camp? I noticed a lot of guys working in with the ones that maybe would surprise me this early into
Yep.
camp. Is he taking a full, or are you trying to sort of work him into it?
Yeah, he's taking a full workload. He's our most established back right now. But Thomas does a good job of rotating guys through based on, sometimes we'll have unscripted periods, Jordan, sometimes we'll have scripted periods, but, he's taken a good workload with the first group. He's done a nice job. We kind of talked about that pitch count. What does that look like? I think that's going to be kind of evolving conversation as we get closer to the regular season, but been really pleased with him so far.
Conceptually, are you aligned with where you want it to be in terms of the things you guys wanted to do with Cam Akers? A couple days of sample size, I
Sure.
know, but are you so far in that alignment?
Yeah, we are. Really, what we try to do these first couple days is kind of your foundational installs. We're really working off of the first couple installs, offensively, defensively, and we're just getting kind of some of our phases of our kicking game installed. So really not getting too much into the weeds schematically, but it has been good so far, and I've been pleased with what our guys have done.
Sean, this early, how much do you evaluate guys, and because they're not in pads, does it change how you see a guy once they get in pads?
Well, I think that's the best evaluation, especially for those guys up front. I mean, so much of how you're hitting blocks, how you're disengaging on the defensive line, how you're taking on doubles, is predicated on using your pads. But you can definitely get a lot of good evaluation out here. I think one of the things that separates pros from some of the younger guys is understanding how to practice full speed without the full pads, but still get a lot out of it, but minimize the risk for injury. And so, one of the things that struck me is what a great instinctual feel Jordan Fuller has. Even though he's a second-year player, there's a couple plays where he could easily be driving as a post safety, making a lot of plays, but he knows how to smartly say, hey, I'm right there, but he's pulling up, not making a contact play on some of his teammates. Those are the kind of things that we're looking for, but the real evaluations, the best evaluations, I should say, do come in those pads, but you can get a lot out of this as well.
Sean, it's been several years since you've been with him. Does he look the same? Obviously,
He does. It's unbelievable. I mean, this guy, he's a freak. For him to be able to sustain that level of speed, I mean, even when you just look at some of the data, it shows even last year after he came back from the ankle injury, one of the fastest speeds when he catches the long touchdown against the Cowboys late in the year. I want to say it was a couple days after Christmas. And he's a special player. I've really enjoyed being back with him again, and he definitely looks like the same Deshaun that I've seen.
How big of a concern was the secondary after free agency? A couple of key losses, and how does it look to you now?
Yeah, I would say this, you don't minimize the importance of John Johnson and Troy Hill and what they meant to us. That being said, there's a lot of confidence in the guys that we have in-house, whether guys that we invested in the draft, some other younger players that have kind of just started to ascend, but feel really good about the depth of that secondary. I've been really pleased watching, some of these guys get an opportunity that have been here, that are going to their second or third year. I mentioned David Long, Terrell Burgess. I'm really excited about watching Taylor Rapp come back. I think you look at our safety position in general with two really versatile players with Burgess and Rapp coming off of injuries. Obviously, Fuller's established himself as a really good player for us last year. And then you've got Darius and Jalen, and I'm really encouraged with what I've seen from David Long. Double D's been a guy he's always got great energy, but he's also producing and playing good football out here as well. So I am encouraged, but you also realize what a great job John Johnson and Troy Hill did for us as well, Kevin.
When you run or decide who is going to be not just your starting linebackers, do they also have to complement each other in terms of their skill set? Because it looks like the tandems you guys have running, and even last year, are very much complementary players.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that we try to do, Jordan, defensively is stress people with a lot of different personnel groupings. And sometimes those personnel groupings, if a guy plays well in all of those different things and shows the versatile skill set, he might be on the grass for all of them. Or you say, let's find a way. It's not about what guys can't do, but what can they do, and let's really help them make it come to life. And so we've got guys that have versatile skill sets, but that's kind of predicated on the personnel and kind of what the intent is that we're trying to get out of that personnel grouping.
And then Ernest Jones got a hand on a couple today.
Yeah.
That's something he said he really wanted to do, is get in the box and get a hand up in the throwing lanes and quarterbacks in the quarterback's face. Were you kind of like jazzed to see some of those?
It's exciting. I think anytime that you see good plays right now, that's the beauty of being a head coach. You can be excited on both sides. So, but for Ernest, he's a guy that's an instinctual player, Jordan. There's a lot of information for these young guys to absorb, whether you're on offense or defense. But I've been really pleased with his progression. Chris Schul has done an excellent job with him, and I think the more that he feels comfortable, the more reps, then the more that he can just kind of play fast, not worry about thinking so much, and I think you're starting to see that show itself out here.
Sean, for you going into year 5, is there anything that you've earmarked personally that you want to work on, whether it be your practice preparation or what you're doing out here on the field?
Yeah, I think it's continuing to take advantage of the really great people that I have around me, with the coaches, the players. And you've heard me say it before, but I think it's just enjoying what a great opportunity it is. I mean, sometimes you got to sit back and think like, this is what you do for a job. We're out here practicing football, hanging with a bunch of people that you love and care about, and finding that urgent enjoyment. I think it's more just kind of focusing on those things, being present. Those are things that I think are important. And like I said, the real challenge is, if I'm saying that in week 8, that I'm doing a good job. It's easy right now, but want to be intentional about that, and it's a lot easier to do that when you're working with people that you love and care about and really enjoy being around.
Sean, obviously the goal is to win the Super Bowl. How much is that motivating the guys?
Yeah, it's a motivation, Claudia, without a doubt, but I think our guys also know that we can't do that right now. We can't beat the Bears right now. We can just get better and stack blocks one day at a time. And so I think our guys are confident, but they know that they earn that confidence. And the guys that have been a part of a team that's gotten a chance to compete for a world title or that have gone far in the playoffs, they know how difficult that is. Every single year is a new year. I think we feel good about the pieces we have in place, but long way to go, and we're just trying to get better this week.
Sean, going back to the linebacker group for just a second and their skill sets, what does it mean to have a healthy Traven Howard back, and what's he brought to that defense?
It's big time, Stu. I've been really pleased with him. It was you felt so bad for him last year because he was doing so many good things. Really liked the look in his eye. He's out here. He's got a good bounce in his step. I think he's really done a nice job of continuing to progress. But, as a whole, that group, you look at the experience. T. Howard's doing a great job. I want him to stay healthy. You've got Micah Kaiser. Troy Reeder played a lot of ball. Really love what Kenny Young's done. I mean, he's got a great energy, the confidence that he gained from last year and all the success that he had. And then Jordan asked about Ernest earlier, and we're excited about him as well. So a lot of good depth. These guys are positively pushing one another, and it's going to be exciting to see how it shakes out.
Only 2 days, but what have you seen from Jalen so far?
Yeah, great competitor. I just think the energy, the play energy, the consistent competes that he has, he just brings it. He's got a way of kind of bringing everybody up around him, similar to how you've heard me talk about Aaron. And those two kind of leading the way with a lot of other really good players we have on defense is exciting, but been very pleased with Jalen. 99 Madden rating is very earned so far. Thanks, guys.